Good evening. Hi. How are you? Hi, guys. Nice to be here again on this lovely Tuesday. And today, as for the last two other streams, we are going with Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York. So the last time we finished one night where we learned how to hunt, how to use our powers. That this will come in handy. Now, some of you might ask, "Hey, Blue, what's that big sign with Aragorn?" Well, I got this nice shirt, just displaying Aragorn. I wish I could show it better, but I'm just too lazy to stand up right now. I'm too cozy, too well set up with everything right now. But yeah, I just love it. I've seen it somewhere on someone, probably on TikTok or something, and I thought that's it. That's the shirt I have to have. Now it's a tad loose, which is great because how I am right now, I like when something is loose, so a bit bigger than it should be, so I don't feel as big thanks to that. But I'm going to the gym regularly every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm on the gym, so that's great. Hopefully that will give some effects. Now, yes, I do try to indulge myself in some pleasant food and pleasant drink, but that's on the weekends. Now I don't want to eat more than I already burnt, but then again, hey, they introduced those big cheese chips. They're very nice. Just what I was craving for a long time. So I had to buy 2 packs, and they flew off the shelf. There was a choice of the cheese ones or the prawn ones. Like, this is the thing that that I don't get about Ireland. The taste for vinegar, vinegary food, vinegary chips. Granted, yes, vinegar is nice with like just put a bit in a salad, but with chips, come on, we have to draw the line somewhere. Now, okay, so because I hope I can get through a few nights in today's game. I'll just put the game music on because I turned it off for the start screen. Now I also thought, why not just get the VODs and store them somewhere, not necessarily on the computer. Well, just thought I'd upload them to YouTube, just for my own kind of like rewatching, just seeing how things worked. Now I see in a lot of VODs the camera is it's causing issues. That's something that I need to find time to sit down and figure out. Hopefully I'll get some advice from someone who knows this stuff. But until then, it's just me on my own trying to figure out that kind of technical nitty gritty. Now I'm going to be talking a lot, reading a lot, as visual novels require. I have my water. I have my Sailor Moon water bottle, so I'm ready. Right. Well, water is essential, I suppose, to get hydrated. Now I wish it was something nicer, but nothing beats water. Maybe sparkling water. That sounds nice. So yeah, as I usually say, that should be my catchphrase by now. Without further ado, let's get into the game. Now let's load. So that's night 2. I hope I sincerely hope we'll have this game finished by Halloween, but then Halloween is this Thursday, so don't think that that's going to be the case. I think it will be next week. I have a game in mind that I want to start after this. This will be completely different vibe from what we're playing now. Then again, you know, I don't want to be kind of pushy about, you know, getting to a certain you know kind of time point with that. Just relax, take it as it goes. You know, I have to you know just be mindful of the time. Um, because I do like to wake up at 5 a.m. Um, well, 5:30, let's say. Oh, Blue, why are you getting up so early? Well, I just like it. I just like how calm it is in the morning. How you know, kind of, I can take some time, just do my little bits, just get ready for the day, but at the same time, you know, just yeah, just do it slowly. Now I know some people prefer to stay up late. Now I'm currently in my bedroom. You know, the computer is located in the bedroom, so I don't have the luxury of playing until late. And downstairs, you know, I just don't want to cause you know too much noise for someone living downstairs. They also have to get up early, so you know, just I can't do longer streams for now. If I had my own place, well, that would be ideal. It would be nice to have my own apartment or house. But that's something that might be possible maybe in a year's time. Who knows? Maybe I will win the lotto finally. Then I can, you know, do. Then I can move to like a small city. Probably back to Poland. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah. Oh, you're winning the lotto and you're moving to Poland. That's crazy. I know. But yeah. Just if I ever move to Poland, don't assume that I won the lotto, because that might not be the case, unfortunately. Then again, if I won the lotto, I wouldn't really tell anyone. Obviously, that's the smart thing to do. Now, sorry, where were we with the game? So, night 2. I think we are recruiting someone, or what's the story? Oh, I need to rest. I didn't rest. You open your eyes. It's pitch dark here, the blackness of a coffin drifting in the abyss. All right, the light. You grasp for the switch, flip it. The familiar cramped room with a steel door and no windows comes into view. You emerge from the bedroom fully awake, just like yesterday. This time, however, Sophie is waiting for you, comfortably seated on the sofa in your living room space, a book in her hand. The Melancholy of Resistance. The title's sure on brand. I wonder if it's a real book. I wonder what's that about. We have to check it afterwards, after the stream. Would be nice to, if I had the reminder. Good evening, Draco. How did you get inside? Well, it's her apartment, so she would have the keys. Good evening, Sophie. I hope you rested well. Tonight will be quite eventful, I think. Come, we have an appointment. I received word Elysium would be called again tonight on account of your unruly friend from Corona Park. This should be a great opportunity for you to mingle. She keeps talking as you walk downstairs and get in the car. Gregory gives you a slight nod and a small smile while opening the door for Sophie. He starts the car when you take your seat in the back. Most of the Primogen Council. Let's see what's that about. represents the interests of the local kindred and advises the prince on the matters of law and rule. Traditionally, it consists of representatives from each of the most prominent clans or factions in the domain, naturally favoring those of the Camarilla, though outsiders are allowed to report any issues to a primogen not of their own clan. Primogen are often elders, but despite the term, primogen from Latin means the firstborn. There are no real rules in place that this is how it must be. In fact, during the last few decades, more and more councils have seen drastic changes to their structure. Okay, I'm not sure I grasp the idea, but maybe if I see it at play, I'll get a better understanding of it. You know, politics. It just goes over my head. I wouldn't be talking politics really. It's just too much. Then again, I understand the necessity of being interested in politics, but it's just not a topic that I want to discuss. Most of the Primogen Council is bound to be there, at least those who usually attend. Probably some other important personalities you'd do well to at least learn about. More politics, great. Who should I talk to? Yeah. Anyone I should talk to when we arrive. Not especially. My advice would be to try to talk to the prince and perhaps reassure her of your gratefulness for being spared. Maybe speak to Kadir on the same topic if you get a hold of him. I suppose, yeah, it's good to, you know, to say your thanks. The Primogen I would advise against. They are rather stuck up and all told, and even if they will talk to you, they might try to secure you for some nefarious purpose. I wouldn't appreciate that. Of course, be respectful if anybody approaches you and strikes up a conversation. You will no doubt be gossiped about, as will I. Keep a cool head. Some enjoy provoking fledglings into stupid acts. Okay, do not act wrong. At any rate, you should behave yourself tonight. Remember what I told you about reflecting on me as your patron. I have a reputation to uphold in the court. Do not tarnish it. There it is. She might have saved you. She might be protecting and teaching you, but it's clear what she's really concerned about. Her own interests. You step into the art hall with something of a bad memory. Last time you were here, your entire world had been turned upside down, and your existence nearly ended. But tonight, there is very little outward hostility. Yes, Kadir gives you a look, and that's definitely intended to remind you of your place. But the prince, also in attendance, seems pleased to see you. Welcome, Sophie. Draco. Did I get it right? Good evening to both of you. I understand there is somebody else who wished to present to the court tonight? Yes, Prince. They'll be joining us shortly. My assistant is retrieving them presently. This better be worth the prince's time, Langley. The prince gives Kadir a cold glance. Forgive the sheriff's harshness. He's in a particularly foul mood tonight. Something to do with Draco's regator eluding his grasp, I believe. Ouch, that must have hurt his ego, even if his only reply is a crooked smile. The mention of your sire makes you feel a pang of emotion again. Whoever he was, he left a lasting impression, one reinforced with your visit to the show space last night. That's the past. Right now, though, you're back in the gallery and are reminded of your sister instead. Emma frequents this place. Is she aware of these clandestine meetings after dark? I wonder how's Emma doing. Will we ever see her again? I hope not, just simply for the fact that I don't want her to be in danger at any point. But then again, old life, hey, that's gone. The flaring up of whispers in the gallery hall breaks you out of your thoughts. Gregory enters the room, the jumpsuit-clad inert vampire still staked on his shoulder. The show's about to start. Sophie's driver places his charge in the middle of the room and nods respectfully to Kadir. The sheriff approaches the vampire and removes the stake from his chest. The captive's eyes flicker to life, and he starts looking around in disbelief. Like a cornered animal, he backs up on all fours, keeps going in circles, until he realizes he's trapped. Kadir steps on the man's chest and pins him to the floor. Why? What do we have here? Oh fuck, oh shit, no, come on, don't! Silence. The sheriff takes on an aura of utter dread. He appears as if he's a primal force of nature that's out to get you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but shiver in terror. The beast inside you shrieks, and you could swear it happens in unison with the instincts of some of the other guests here tonight. It's unlike anything you've experienced in his company during your turbulent first night as a vampire. He really did go easy on you, all things considered. So sorry, I just have the bottle and I'm just holding the bottle, stretching my arm. I don't know, it just feels comfortable that way, I suppose, rather than having my arms like just by the side. One hand on the mouse, the other on the bottle. Not that kind of bottle. It seems like it takes all of the hoodlum's willpower to not crawl into a fetal position and start crying. No, please, don't hurt me, man. Don't! You and me are going to have a little talk downstairs at the prince's discretion. Please, go ahead, my sheriff. You heard the prince. Get up. Let's go. He doesn't wait for a confirmation. He just grabs the man and drags him, kicking and screaming, out of the room. Conversations start all around you, some whispered, some quite overt. Sophie looks somewhat bored of the whole affair, her eyes wandering from art piece to art piece, clearly finding nothing to her particular liking. Portrait in an art gallery. Wow. I wouldn't dare to question Kadir about his strengths. Yeah, I just want to know what happens now. Really, what's the process here? So what happens now? It'll be at least some minutes before Kadir gets the information he seeks out of this fog. Why not mingle while we wait for him to break? Excuse me. Sophie leaves your side and goes to a corner of the gallery where a group of kindred, some seemingly pretty old-fashioned, gather. A concierge offers you a drink. It's still warm. It smells nice. I wonder if it's infused with some spices. Just a sip to start you off, a splash over your palate, coat in your tongue and the inside of your cheeks. Nourishment. You're left to your own devices. You have a quick look around. The prince is currently talking to a dark-skinned woman that you recall seeing here these few nights ago. She has a cold but noble countenance to her. Your conversation seems to be casual. A loud, shrill laugh turns your attention to a bespectacled man who you saw with Sophie on the night of your judgment. He's making the rounds, chatting up different patrons. You feel somebody's eyes on you. A casually dressed, plain-looking man stands alone near a column, watching you. He turns his gaze away sheepishly when he realizes you've noticed. Oh dear, I want to thank the prince. The man looking at me. I don't want to create a faux pas. Now, can we agree on one thing though? Just one thing. I know I shouldn't do it. I know I did this mistake in Undertale. Now with Undertale, that's a different story. Now, when I was playing Undertale, there was a moment where I I did a thing that I shouldn't have done, and in a wave of emotions, I closed the game. Although I know it was, you know, it was already saved in the game that I've done this thing. Um, so yeah, so I had to, you know, load from the last save. Um, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, and I feel not great about that. But let's agree on one thing. If I die here off the stream, I would try to replay the game as it was. I have the bots up to this moment and then start it from that moment. Unless, you know, I die very soon, then we might as well just start playing and I'll finish it at some point. I don't know. I don't know. Just a loose thought. I might be doing that wrong. But yeah, just want to tread carefully with this game. You approach the prince, trying to stay as respectful of her private conversation as possible. She glances at you as you step forward, her scrutinizing gaze mimicked by her companion. She addresses the dark-skinned woman before turning to you. Excuse me just for a moment, Samira. Yes, Dracul, what is it? Yeah, say your thanks. I wish to thank you for sparing me, Prince. I realized it wasn't an easy decision to make, and I wanted to express my sincere appreciation. How thoughtful of you. She takes a long look at you before she continues. I didn't do it from the kindness of my unbeaten heart. You are an asset to Miss Langley, to the Camarilla, and to me. I believe I made the right decision. Prove to me and the other kindred of the city that it was so, and there might be more to your future nights than just survival and servitude. The dark-skinned woman looks impatiently at you and catches the prince's attention. Forgive me, that's all the time I can spare right now. We have some things to discuss with Samira still. Enjoy your night, Dracul. Just bow and leave. You leave the two men to their conversation, which they get back to almost immediately after the prince turns to Samira. You notice Sophie mingling with other kindred, clearly in her element and not to be disturbed. Kadir hasn't come back yet, so you can probably still find time for at least one conversation. So yeah, so I had those were the options for conversations. I cannot talk to everyone yet. I obviously would want to talk to Kadir. Then again, who else? Confront the man looking at you. Not really. Confront is a bad word. It just implies that I might say something like, "Oi, what you looking at? Take a picture." Can they take a picture though? I know, vampires and reflection. That's, you know, a myth, but. Choices. Okay, let's talk to the man looking at me. There's something about this guy. It's not that he's staring at you. Most everybody in this room has, at one point or another. It's how he does it. He seems shy, maybe even afraid. It's hard to find a secluded spot in the gallery tonight, but this guy has an entire corner of the room all to himself. As you approach, he's standing alone with no glass in hand, a worried look on his face. Good evening, Mr. Larson. Or you can call me Robert. Either is fine. standing alone. Maybe he's you know, maybe he's not well liked. Maybe he's shy. I'll just ask him, why are you standing alone? I'm not hugely liked around these parts. I'm surprised you wanted to talk to me. Oh shit, I talked to the weird kid now. I talked to the weird kid. Oh no. Is this good? Is this bad? I'm surprised you wanted to talk to me. Then again, you're new, so you probably don't know. I'm one of Princess Panhardt's primogen. I'm here on business, in case the prince requires my insight. Usually, it's so she can hear me out before ignoring me. Not sure if you were paying attention the other night, but when the prince mentioned divergent opinions on whether you should be executed or not, that was me. I was the divergent opinion. Thank you, I suppose. What was your reasoning? Is that Lacoste? That looks... I don't see it, but that looks like the little crocodile here. I might be wrong. Well, I want to say thank you. Yeah, what was your reason? Not that I'm ungrateful, but out of curiosity, what was your reasoning? My reasoning, just common sense, that you shouldn't be blamed for being assaulted and essentially murdered to boot. But as Kadir loves to say, the traditions are clear. Listen, I don't want to be rude, and I appreciate you reaching out, but word of advice, stay away from me. Many vampires in this sect regard my position as primogen to be some kind of a joke, you know. You talk to me, they'll notice, and they'll hold it against you. You have a quick look behind you and see a few of the kindred keep shooting you curious glances. One woman in particular, a redhead boasting a fanciful hairstyle, watches you disapprovingly. Oh no, I did something wrong. Some of them already do, I imagine. Excuse me, I need to try to get a word in with a few primogen members before Kadir returns. Enjoy your night. With just the critical looks of a few kindred to keep your company, you start thinking about who to pursue next. A loud exchange near the staircase grabs everybody's attention. Kadir is back, and the hoodlum is with him. Oh hi! Hi, how are you? How's your night? The sheriff pushes his unfortunate victim inside the room. Haha! So the hoodlum is back. I think I did a bit of an oopsie in the game. I talked to someone that I don't think I should have talked to, really. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good tonight. Well, it's 9:30 over here, so pretty dark. Well, I'm from Poland, but currently I live in Ireland, in the beautiful green island. So yeah, so it's a nice country to be in if you want to escape the heat and enjoy the rain. And where are you from, if that's okay to ask? Now I do like, I don't know, I like this color over here. I think that's the window, not a painting though. Oh, you're from Turkey. Oh, that's great. I used to know someone from Turkey many years ago now. Oh, almost 10 years ago. Just chatted with someone from Turkey. Yeah, Turkey's great. I've been there once on holidays. Just didn't see much because it was with family. So see, you know, holidays with family can tend to be, you know, just going where your parents tell you to go. But yeah, I would love to see Turkey. as an adult now. Okay. So Kadir is back. I wonder if we'll be able to chat with Kadir. The vampire that threatened you last night is a mess. That stupid hat is still inexplicably on his head, covering some of his ruined face in welcome shadow. He's barely conscious. His shin is broken, you think. Something protruding there, making the pant leg bulge. One arm seems twisted at a strange angle. Very little blood, surprisingly, but clearly a whole lot of hurt. Well, Kadir, did our guest cooperate? Tell the prince your name. It's Howard. Howard. I thought it would be something more, I don't know, like Mike. But see what they did that? I knew it. They don't want to put like original, you know, logos from companies. So the previous one was Lacoste, the little crocodile, but it didn't say Lacoste. Now we have here Mike instead of Nike. And who do you run with, Howard? The Midnighters and Anna Coteries, my prince, active for some time now. Though from what this one told me, the name is about the only legacy the group has kept over the years. Yes, I'm living the game. It's you know, it's October, so you feel like getting into that kind of spooky stuff. But then again, I'm very bad with horrors, really bad. You know, if you show me a horror, I'll be watching it the whole movie like this. Like, is it safe? So this doesn't have that many jump scares. I think it's only a few moments that are like ooh, but I don't show it. I'm cool. Active for some time now. Though from what this one told me, the name is about the only legacy the group has kept over the years. I see. Hey Prince, I didn't mean it. I didn't know. I didn't. A loud crack makes some of the guests audibly gasp as Kadir's slap dislocates the man's jaw. A spray of blood creates something like an abstract art piece on the floor. So that fits the gallery, you know, the gallery with the blood splatter. This one is guilty of threatening a member of the Camarilla and claiming a domain without the prince's approval. That alone would be enough to pass swift judgment, but he is also Amaryk's scum. My prince. There can be only one verdict. Final death. Do your duty, Sheriff. I'm currently in Ireland, so that's why I decided, hey, you know what? I'm in Ireland. I should really, you know, speak the language that most people speak here. Just, well, maybe not for practice, because I've had enough practice. I have enough practice on a daily basis. But yeah, maybe just for the immersion, I suppose. Yeah. Maybe I should also try to, you know, speak more Polish when I can, just not to forget the mother tongue. But you know, I have also plenty of you know, occasions to do that. So final death. That's, well, basically if you die as a human and turn to vampire, it's kind of like a half death, because then you wake up as a vampire. But with final death, you know, that's it, game over. Unless of course somebody would like to play at being a good Samaritan like our dear Miss Langley a few nights ago. The look the prince serves you and Sophie is a cruel jest. Sophie takes it gracefully, smiling and slipping her arm under yours in a strange public show of affection. Nobody says anything. Oh, you're, okay, a 3-month language course next summer. Okay, that's cool. Just one thing that you should remember, because there is a big problem in Ireland. That is accommodation. So, yeah, there's really little rental places, especially for 3 months, unless you're going with to live with like an Irish family, then that's possible. But yeah, you should prepare for that. But yeah, if it's at university, I suppose they would have some kind of like exchange programs or something. I'm not very familiar with that. I'm very much past the university stage at this point. But yeah, you have a lot of time to kind of prepare for this, read around this. But yeah, I can also tell you a bit more once I know more. What's this? Not exchange program? Okay. Yeah, and it also depends on the city. Like I know that there are cities like Dublin. Dublin's expensive, but I suppose it would have more places to live in. Okay, just to improve your English, but yeah. So, do you know where you will stay, as an accommodation-wise? Would it be a hotel, Airbnb, or would you think about renting a place? Just now, I know I don't want to be nosy, anything but nosy, but just I know a lot of people come here, and they are surprised that no one wants to rent to them. So just to be on the safer side. But yeah, practicing English. Yeah, so that's great. If they can arrange a house, perfect. That's one thing that you don't even have to worry about. Just don't stay on the streets. Although it rains a lot here, you don't see many people with umbrellas, and there's a reason for it. And that reason is mostly wind. So maybe in the summer it won't be as bad. Now we have kind of like the more rainy season. But yeah, don't stay on the streets. The vampire named Howard jumps to his feet and makes for the window. Oh no! Oh, celerity, grab Howard. I want to. In a split second, you make your choice. Focusing your blood, you dash forward and grab Howard by the back of his jumpsuit, pulling him away from the window. You expect some resistance, but find you don't have to worry about it when a swift cut separates Howard's head from his body. You let go, and the headless corpse slumps to the ground. Coteries is standing between you and the window, his sword drawn, and an ugly smile on his face. Well, Draco, your eagerness is laudable, if unnecessary. That Howard fellow couldn't have hoped to escape his fate, not facing Kadir's expertise. However, I have made note of this show of loyalty, on both your and your patron's accounts. Yes, we made the right choice. We did the right thing. We shown ourselves. I hope it's so complicated with vampires. It's like dealing with mean girls here. I don't like mean girls. No problem. If you have any other questions about Ireland, hey, just let me know. I'll do my best to tell you a bit more of what you might need. Okay, and you have a good night as well. Thanks for stopping by. I would like to thank Miss Langley for bringing this anarch folk to mine and Kadir's attention. I assume all have found the verdict satisfactory. It's a rhetorical question, and everybody here knows it. By identity. Then I consider tonight's meeting concluded. Good night to all of you. She steps out of the room, and you see that many of the guests move to do the same. Sophie seems to be conversing with somebody, a serious-looking man in a trench coat, about what transpired. You probably have the time to strike up a conversation of your own, too. Kadir, all a smile, is still here, for one, but clearly getting ready to leave. Larson is still moping around, and the other man you noticed before Kadir brought the anarch in is still chatting with the remaining attendants. Now, I don't want to talk to Robert, because Robert told me not to talk to him. We don't want a bad opinion of ourselves. The sociable man, I don't know, but Langley wanted us to talk to Kadir, so that's what we're going to do. That's what our patron sire wants us to do. The sheriff's mood seems to have improved, so you decide you won't get a better shot at saying your piece. He's just sheathing his sword as you approach him. He notices you just before his face turns from a melancholic frown back to his regular predatory smirk. You seem to have caught him in a moment of reflection. What is it, Draco? I wanted to thank you for bringing me out here in one piece, for giving me a chance. An emotion creeps onto Kadir's face that you haven't seen the sheriff exhibit yet. Is that gratitude? It's fleeting, only there for a moment, gone in the blink of an eye. It was trying on my nerves, and you're still far and away from proving that it was the right thing to do. So don't think that a few kind words will let you off the hook. Still, I have to admit, I was surprised as the prince when you jumped at the opportunity to stop that anarch from escaping. I was sure Valerie would have beat you to it. Valerie? Who was Valerie again? If there's nothing else, I'll be taking my leave. Do you enjoy being a sheriff? I'm not going to ask him why is he so mean. Do you enjoy being a sheriff? I kind of can see that. Maybe I can dig a bit about Sophie. I was wondering if you could tell me something about Sophie. She talks a lot about the Camarilla and other things, but I barely know anything about her. Oh, I can tell you something about Sophie. Something she wouldn't want you to hear. Like the fact she's manipulative and vindictive. But then again, which of us kindred aren't? You want to know more about Sophie's past? Ask her. She's unlikely to tell you the truth, though. I'm quite sure she never told me, despite our previous history. Oh, there's some spice, something spicy. I wonder what happened. That's what we do, fledgling. We exist for centuries and we lie. For families, our friends, our lovers, for kindred, sires, and children. For ourselves, children. A vampire created through the embrace, progeny of their sire. Oh yeah, I kind of knew that. He picks up the sword and turns towards the stairs. Good night, and watch yourself. You've messed up my batting average, so I'll be sure to keep a close eye on you. With that final threat, he leaves the gallery. It's right about when Sophie also ends her conversation and walks over to you. Interesting evening, wasn't it? Come, Gregor is waiting downstairs. She seems preoccupied with something, and not in a talkative mood. It's an awkward ride back to the city. This time you arrive at another building, just 2 streets across from your apartment. She brings you upstairs through a very nice lobby and luxurious looking hall into her domain. Please have a seat. I shall be right with you. You take in your surroundings. The apartment is like a gallery, an old school smoking room that you've seen in some period piece once, and a novel. I cannot pronounce this word for the life of me. A novel rich's living room, meticulously combined together. Apologies. Old habits die hard. Clearly, some stick with you even after your death. Well, at least, you know, she can say, well, in contrast to her, she cannot get cancer. She drags on her cigarette and breathes out. Breathes. How is she doing that? Can you do that? Actually, yeah. What the heck? Oh, yes, you might not know. It takes some practice. But you can keep smoking if you'd like. Other things too. Experiment. You might surprise yourself. But I did not bring you to here to show off. This is where I rest these nights. That door in the back, the bedroom. Similar to yours. I have servants and bodyguards in addition, of course. I brought you here because I need you to trust me. When I told you before that I needed your best behavior to uphold my good standing with the court, I meant it. But that's not the whole story. Hmm. I have your interest in mind too. That's why I've given you your own haven, why I'm trying to teach you how to navigate this new reality. But you need to trust me, or else this won't work. You can come here whenever you feel like asking me something. When you're in trouble, too. Though I hope that won't happen often. I would ask you to come here when you wake up tomorrow. I'll have something to discuss with you. To discuss. Discuss. Yeah, I'll trust her, you know, like, sure. Okay, I'll come over first thing tomorrow night. I appreciate that. That silence again. There's definitely something on Sophie's mind tonight, but she doesn't seem eager to share it with you just yet. I'm leaving for another visit. Come downstairs with me. We'll give you a lift. A quick trip, a promise that you'll show up tomorrow, and some polite goodbyes later. You open the door to your haven and gather your thoughts. It's exciting in a way, being dragged deeper and deeper into this secret society and its rules. Whatever Sophie had planned for you, it's bound to teach you more about this thing you have become. You sink into your vampiric sleep, just a sliver of hope. It's a welcome change. Okay, so do we not hunt this night? How often do we have to hunt? I mean, granted, yes, we should always keep, we would always be hungry, but is there like, a time limit to having that under wraps? I don't see anything on the map just yet, so we might just rest. Once more darkness falls upon the city. You wake up same as you have these past few nights, in a windowless room. As you pry open the reinforced steel door, you look out the window to see, invariably, a sky bereft of sunlight. and then it hits you, the hunger. Oh, shit, I kind of knew this would happen. I kind of knew that we would need to feed, but I promised Sophie to be there. For a moment, you let yourself wonder if there will ever come a night when it's just not there. Given what you've learned thus far, you probably have as much chance of kickstarting your heart with the jumper cables. You lock the door behind you and head over to Sophie's apartment. You did promise to call on her. Might as well not keep the lady waiting. And hey, what else are you gonna do? Call Em? She's probably worried. At least she will be once she actually tries to give you a call, which might not happen for a few more weeks, months if she's busy doing press for her new piece. You could try to track down your sire, if the sheriff hasn't done that already. After all, he did buy your painting. There has to be money trail, right? But even so, what would you say to him? Yeah, what would we say? These thoughts put you in a weird mood. It's a strange sensation to walk the crowded streets, same as you have so many times before, but feeling so disconnected. All these people, you're not one of them, not anymore. You're a vampire, kindred, and you'll need to carve your own path in this strange new existence, one way or another. Appropriately enough, you arrive at Sophie's building just as that thought crosses your mind. A quick word with the security guard and you're let into the elevator. Apparently, Miss Langley is expecting you. Of course she is. You knock and wait, patiently, as the footsteps on the other side grow closer. Finally, the door opens and Gregory, Sophie's driver, invites you in. You find the lady herself standing by the window, silhouette against the city's midnight glow. She stares out, motionless, like a marble statue. What is she thinking about? I wonder. Good evening, Sophie. She doesn't react immediately, but seems to snap out of some meditative state and looks at you with strangely bleary eyes. Yes, good evening, Draco. I was wondering, when you look out at the city, when you see the lights, hear the hum, smell the rain on the pavement, what do you think about? You gaze out. You thought the city couldn't surprise you anymore. You've lived here all your life, after all, but tonight something feels different. You realize in this moment that you have truly changed. Yes, you know what Sophie means. The way she gazed out that window and saw the truth beyond. You do the same. The view is fascinating, each detail absorbing, every angle a new experience. The familiar made sublime. When you turn to Sophie again, she smiles at you knowingly. Is it because we're kind of like an artist? That's why we would kind of have this philosophical mind. That's why we would find common language with her. Apologies. Ah, so you understand. I had my doubts, but perhaps we are of shared lineage after all. Lineage, a vampire's blood, the kindred sire, it's an archaic term. You see, the blood that flows within me is that of Clan Toreador. Yes, that's what I was saying. That's what I meant. We are artists. Many Toreador emerge from the ranks of accomplished artists, both new and faded, but not all artists need to wield a brush. To the Toreador, art encompasses all forms of entertainment and stimulation. The clan of the Rose courts the greatest actors, singers, writers, dancers, and even sex workers, if the degenerates believe such mortals will offer something new to their clan. Despite the custom of embracing only the best, the Toreador fixation on beauty and innocence has caused many a diva to make a fledgling in haste. Many a moonlight night, new clan members have emerged as shallow hedonists, one-hit wonders, or just a stunning body with nothing else to offer. Nicknames: divas, harlots, sensates, perverts, hedonists, degenerates. Okay. Well, I can see the hedonists, yes. There are 13 such bloodlines among us kindred, though that number has been contested in the past, and these nights it seems that nothing is certain anymore. The clans have gone by many epithets over the years, but the names used these nights have their roots in medieval times. The original Inquisition, if you can believe it. They used this to categorize us, describe our inherent differences. In time, we adopted them ourselves. Each clan has a uniqueness about it, inescapable, originating from an ancient progenitor carried from sire to child. For the Toreador, the gift lies in a sensitivity of sorts. We are uniquely attuned to the beauty and ugliness both. We can see either where most cannot, a blessing on most nights, occasionally a curse. The sheriff is of my clan as well. Him? He's him? Kadir? That doesn't seem right, but hey, baseball, maybe he's, appreciates the beauty of baseball. The sheriff is of my clan as well, although you'd be hard pressed to see him as such. Poor Kadir, it breaks my heart to see him in this state. Still, there is a beauty to it as well. Nothing like a good fall from grace. Try as she might to act playful, you can tell she genuinely cares. She lets her gaze wander for a brief moment, but is quick to regain her composure. Then there are the Venture, known for their pride and a proclivity to rule over others. The prince represents that clan, as it is quite common in our society around the globe. Where the Blue Bloods think themselves rulers, the Bruja like to see themselves as preeminent revolutionaries. They call for universal rebellion, while being slaves to their own temper. We don't discuss the rabble much anymore, not after they've largely broken off with the Camarilla. I think they were philosophers once, long ago. I hope to tell you more about some of the other bloodlines tonight. Yeah, how can I tell a kindred's clan? Say I met a vampire for the first time. How can I tell what their clan is? Usually you cannot, with a few exceptions perhaps. For some clans, the uniqueness I mentioned bleeds into their appearance or disposition, but even that can be misleading. Outside of a very few specific cases, knowing one's clan is less important than understanding who they are personally, what drives them, their wants and needs, weaknesses too. Speaking of which, we come to the reason I wanted to speak to you tonight. Okay, so we'll learn about our weakness, I suppose. It is customary in our society, especially among younger kindred, to organize into coteries. Sometimes these are called by the prince themselves, or mandated by a fledgling sire. In our case, you may treat it as more of a strong recommendation. I want you to seek out companions, not only because you need to learn more about our society, but also because it is useful. True friendships are rare among kindred, but having allies, even temporary ones, is something of a necessity these nights. We might be selfish creatures, but we are drawn to each other nonetheless. Okay, we'll be getting a group. We'll gather a group. Like a crew. Like a Pirate King crew. Any suggestions on where I should start looking? I was just about to get to that. She puts on a mysterious smile. I spent some of my precious time last night asking around, pondering potential kindred for you to meet. Came up with a short list of contacts. I hope you'll appreciate the gesture. Forging a partnership with them might offer perspectives and viewpoints that I can't provide, lenses through which to view our kind. They are all members of the Camarilla, of course, more or less. What do you mean, more or less? What does that mean? Alright then, let's hear it. Who's on the list? Eager to learn about them, I see. Good. I'm glad. So let's start with the Tremere. They are a powerful clan, disliked by many, but feared and respected by many more. They have been an important pillar of the Camarilla since the very beginning. They are blood sorcerers. Tremere. Okay. Blood sorcerers? You could swear you once saw them play at the Apollo. Probably not the same blood sorcerers though. Sophie snickers. Oh child, don't be caught with that look on your face when you meet a warlock in person. They really are adept at using it. Oh, my Latin is so bad. Vite, is it? Vite, I think. You don't read the A, you just go vite, I think. Their own, as well as others, to unique and potent effects. Okay, what's that? That means something with life, doesn't it? Archaic term for the blood of a vampire. Okay, I was wrong. Since they are quite rigid in their hierarchy, the kindred I had in mind for you might need some persuading. His name is Agathon. From what I hear, he's quite the scholar, very ambitious, the child of a noted Tremere here in New York, Aisling Sturbridge. Spent enough time with Agathon, and I'm sure you'll run into her sooner or later. So sorry. Blood magic, intriguing. Oh yes, fascinating. It is also a well-kept secret of the Tremere. Don't expect them to share it right away. Some things have to be earned. Anyway, if you wish to contact the young Tremere, I hear you can usually find him in a New Age bookstore out on Broadway. The Tremere have one of their workshops there. Gregory will give you the details. Now, this next recommendation comes with a bit of a caveat. As you recall me saying, most bloodlines have unique features that might not be obvious at first glance. Well, there's one clan whose members wear their cards on their sleeve. Okay. Are they going to be like disfigured? Or look like a zombie? Maybe Nosferatu? Knew it. I knew it. I don't remember much about the first time I played with my then friends, but I do remember this one. Wait, Nosferatu? As in the German expressionist classic? No way. No wonder they make their heavens in sewers, abandoned buildings and such. Their appearance is hideous and obviously unnatural. Had they walked the streets like other kindred, the kind would have learned of our existence long ago. Did she just shudder? It's hard to tell with her usual complexion, but you could swear her skin suddenly took on an even more sickly color. The one I have in mind isn't as big of an eyesore as the worst of them, but he's no Adonis either. Still, he has some talents and connections that you might find useful. His name is D'Angelo, and he has an office, for lack of a better term, and the otherwise abandoned grain terminal in Red Hook, right next to the one of those Swedish stores. The name escapes me. The one with an awful furniture. I wonder. Does it rhyme with Skypea? What, IKEA? What connections? Yeah, that's the most important. Like, you mentioned this. D'Angelo has some useful connections. I was just getting to that. Come on, just say it, lady. D'Angelo does odd jobs for Kadir, digging up dirt, locating kindred who would prefer to remain hidden, the kind of work the Nosferatu are best at. He's on a case right now, something to do with kind murders, I think. After your initial brush with our dear sheriff, I think it would be wise to show some goodwill towards his agenda. Assisting D'Angelo with his investigation might be just the thing. She takes a brief pause to look out the window again. Now come the two more exotic proposals. This one wasn't very exotic. Exotic? As if the blood mage and the vampire detective were businesses. Vampire detective, that sounds very cool actually. Vampire detective, I like that. You might have heard about the gangrel before. They are a wild clan, in touch with their beasts in a way others might not dare to attempt. They mostly keep out of big cities, but there are exceptions. Nominally, they haven't been a part of the Camarilla for over 2 decades, but the one kindred I would like you to meet has strong, shall we say, familial ties to the sect. Her name is Tamika. Her sire, Jezebel, was instrumental during the Battle of New York back in 1999, the very same battle that cemented the city as a Camarilla domain. Okay, so there's some history of the vampires, obviously. A battle that, you know, wouldn't be in history books, I think. Oh my gosh, there something happened there. Something happened there, and my stream elements decided, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like this. Hello, Senor Mieszko. Sorry about my stream elements. He's doing a lot of work. He's just making sure that nothing bad happens to me. I'm so sorry. Let me see. Can I don't even know where I should be looking forward to get that turned off, but okay. Oh no, your face. Yeah, I know. See, I don't have moderators that would look into that kind of things for me. So I have to use the, you know, like settings, like those bots that would you know, that would help me. Let's see, what was that? That wasn't caps. Symbol protection, I think. Ah, I see. Yeah, it caught spam. let's change this here. No, I didn't turn it off. I just made it shorter than 30 seconds. I'll look into that. I promise. I'll look into that. So yes, there's some history of vampires. Sadly, her achievements have gone largely unrecognized. Tamika and a number of her siblings still reside in the domain they were awarded after the battle, Prospect Park. Jezebel herself left the city some years ago, fed up with being underappreciated. Yeah, that's that's a nice one. Something like this. Yeah. So what's why should we go with her? Yeah, exactly. I asked around. Out of all of Jezebel's children, Tamika is known to be the most rational and cool-headed, at least for a gangrel. That said, she's likely to have a unique way of appraising your worth. I can't say how exactly, but you should be prepared for an interesting conversation at the very least. Then again, that could be said for almost every kindred in this city. There's that mysterious smile again. I'm not really sold on her. I don't think we'll approach Tamika. So you see, seeking out Tamika could prove quite educational, if nothing else. And who knows, perhaps you will find her temperament to be a welcome change of pace. But speaking of a change of pace, I have one last suggestion for you, though it's one I don't make lightly. The kindred who calls herself Hope. She's a Malkavian. They are a uniquely cursed clan. For centuries, we considered them mad, insane, unhinged. But those of us who spent enough time with them come to understand the truth. Recently, I was surprised when it appeared that you were playing Elden Ring. I think he's your guy. Yeah, I was playing Elden Ring. Just a bit, you know. I was just trying it out, just seeing how I go. So yeah, I was playing a bit, you know, in my own way, just collecting some fruits, playing it. I was playing it like a farming sim. It is no sickness, but a unique perception of the world that has them appear to us as unstable, and that perception can prove to be very valuable. Having a Malkavian as your companion might be taxing on the nerves, and a true test of patience at times, but their insight and intuition unrivaled among kindred. As for Hope specifically, she's said to be a recluse, but I have it on good authority that she can currently be found in an internet cafe. I believe it's called in Lower Manhattan. Gregory has the address. I'm playing some titles. Oh yeah, I do play some titles that are, you know, odd in a way. Like I'm playing this idle game, just, you know, I'm playing this idle game, which is I don't know, like just numbers going brr. I like that kind of stuff. I don't know. Just like to watch something and in the background, you know, it just runs its course. I'm probably mining Bitcoin for someone. I don't care. I like the shiny numbers. New fantasy farming sim. I think I might have wishlist something like that. Do you remember the title? She doesn't sound like my type. I think she's... Tough choice. Who to choose? Who to approach? I don't think we can approach everyone. One of my colleagues told me about her. He considers her uniquely talented and tapped into the current fads among kind. Not something I am personally interested in, as I'm sure you know by now. I take his word for it, at any rate. Well, I believe that's all of them. I still have a few social calls to make tonight, so I'll leave you to it. Use tonight and tomorrow night to arrange some cordial visits of your own. I'll send Gregory for you as soon as I have further need of your services. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need a car. Join us downstairs, won't you? Merfoot. Yes, Merfoot. That sounds like a game I would like to play. Yeah. Now then again, my wish list has over 100 titles in it, so I cannot just go and haha, I'm playing this now, you know. But yeah, I don't even remember what I have wishlisted. Like not everything because it's 100 titles. But I see, I click, I save. Just for a time when I'm ready. For a time when I'm in the mood. And when there's a sale, obviously. And I can purchase. But yeah, I just think I need to spend some time on the games that I actually have. You know, like it's like with you know, it just would make more sense. 6th November. Yeah, that's soon. That's like not next week, but yeah, maybe next. Yeah, it's next week because the first is on Friday. Yeah, don't know, not too sure which day it is, but yeah, that's next week. She smiles once more and turns to her driver. He helps her put on her coat, and the three of you leave Sophie's apartment. Sophie points to one of the cars near the building as Gregory hands you the keys. It's a rather inconspicuous compact car, a decent-looking, if not luxurious, ride. Stay safe, Dracula. This is your first night alone. Don't let it be your last. Oh yeah. As they drive away, you find yourself with more freedom than you've had in the past few nights. A blessing or a burden? Time will tell. With a list of addresses in hand, you consider your next move. Okay, now, do I have to click? Yes, one is a sorcerer. One is a detective. One is... I don't know why she wants me to approach her. She's not with camera. The other one is... yeah, she's weird. But she has good insight. So I don't want to approach the sorcerer. I don't know. Just... I want the detective and I want... And I want the... Malkavian. It seems more interesting than the current farming sims. Okay, well, yeah, I do like a good farming sim. Just something to take off your mind from everything else. But I wouldn't like something that just drives you mental. Like, there's this game, I forgot the name, something with K, something with a seed, Kinseed. It's just, the game throws at you everything. It seems. I just feel like this. I feel overwhelmed with everything that I need to do in this game and they want from me at the very start. So, although it looks nice, although, you know, I just don't like the pace. Just not my thing. But yeah, Merfoot looks nice. Uh, Definitely when I'm looking for a farming sim, I'll be thinking about this one. Okay, what's that? That's a fun pattern of blood sorcerers. No. Sophie Hope. Oh, this is the Malkavian. This one, a recent string of violent killings has the Red Hook district of Brooklyn on edge. Sophie mentioned that Kadir Al Asmai has a secret associate investigating the murders. A Nosferatu deonate by the name of D'Angelo. If you help him out, he might be persuaded to form a lasting partnership. Um, okay, and this lady, I don't know how many of them I can approach. You're in mood for Asian games. That's interesting. Like some JRPGs, potentially. Like you're playing this samurai game now. So is it made by like Asian game developers? Sleeping Dogs. Okay, fair enough. I tried playing Yakuza recently, but see the controllers on the pad, they're very much made for Xbox. So when I press X, it just goes back, and you have to confirm with the square, which I cannot change. There's nothing I can do to change. I started this game like 2 years ago, and I have no idea what's happening. I might just start again, get used to the controllers. But yeah, that's when when I have to finish The Witcher first. I'll go with. I might go with yeah, this guy. I want this guy. As you make your way down Clinton Street, the incessant hum of traffic gives way to the ominous silence of the waterfront. You stop to take in the familiar bouquet of the Hudson, made all the more potent by your recently sharp senses. Across the basin, the Red Hook grain terminal rears its rusty frame. Once a bustling industrial area, now a sleeping giant splayed out on the riverbank, forgotten, abandoned. Conveniently so, especially for one of the hidden. Keeping to the shadows, you sneak closer to the dilapidated complex, making your way past hole-ridden silos and wobbly chain-link fences. By the time you reach the entrance to the main building, you can almost feel the rust particles making themselves cozy at the back of your throat.
So you speak like this.
You still don't like anime girls? Well, surely you've taken the very first step to get to like them. Now, next time I'll ask you who's your favorite girl. You'll see. We'll get there. We'll get there one day. We'll be talking weep shit. Not getting your hopes up, you give the door a slight nudge. You're surprised it gives almost instantly. Look like someone's been using it recently. Once inside, you find yourself in a large empty hall. Looking around, you can almost picture it back in its heyday, stacked to the rafters with heavy machinery. You notice a set of stairs leading up a mezzanine, most likely an office space, and then you see it. A faint light coming from one of the upper rooms. Looks like you're in luck. Quietly, with bated breath, you climb the steps and approach the dimly lit room. The door creaks open, revealing what looks like an old-timey detective's office, complete with crooked window blinds an overflowing ashtray, and paper scattered across a wooden desk. Suddenly it hits you, that nagging feeling. This all too convenient, too inviting. Before you can react, the trap is already sprung. A plume of cigar smoke wafts over your shoulder. The barrel of a gun rubs against your spine. A raspy voice whispers in your ear.
Let me guess. Took a wrong turn at the third silo.
Driven by a strange hunch, you open your mouth. You hear yourself talking, but the words are not yours. They seem to be coming from the deepest recesses of your memory, a movie you saw as a child. You don't know why, but it seems oddly appropriate. I know what you're thinking. This punk ain't got nothing on me. I'm sitting pretty on a loaded cold detective special. 5 in the cylinder, 1 in the chamber, and I only need the one. As corny as it sounds, the stranger seems oddly receptive to your tough guy monologue, so you can decide to bump it up a notch. Focusing your will, you boost your aura, filling the room with your presence. Your voice becomes smooth, oozing with charisma, a regular soundspace. You yourself can't help but feel a sense of awe. Hopefully, the stranger feels it too. But then there's that nagging feeling. What if there's more to this guy than he lets on? What if he's got me right where he wants me? Maybe I should hear what he has to say. I'm not too sure about this part. I'm not too sure what movie this is from. I'm not too sure where it starts, where it ends. So I'm just imagining it's all from the movie.
Is that right?
Yeah. So how about we drop the tough guy act and talk like adults? You can always shoot me once we're done. For a few tense seconds, the room grows quiet. So quiet, in fact, you could swear you can actually hear the smoke swirling in the air. Finally, the stranger speaks again. You got a point there, kid. In a strange interplay of light and shadow, the stranger reappears behind his desk. Seeing him in his full, lack of a better word, glory, you can't help but smirk. This is the dreaded Nosferatu. The way Sophie described them, you were expecting some grotesque monstrosity, but this guy, the clothes, the swagger, the hardboiled detective routine, it all comes across as a bad joke. Still, when it comes to appearance, his lineage is undeniable. From 30 feet away, he could probably pass for a bomb with a nasty skin condition. From 5 feet away, he looks like something made to be seen from 30 feet away. He leans back in his chair, casually pointing his gun at you. Oh, he's not the prettiest thing. No, sir. Oh.
So, what brings you to my humble office?
Well, I want to help him, but yeah. I'm here about the Red Hood murders.
Yeah, that nasty business. What's it got to do with me?
Do I know who I look for? Do I? A lot, apparently. At least Kadir seems to think so. His expression sours.
Not a name you wanna casually toss around, kid. But hey, I get it. You're not some random schmuck who wandered in here off the street. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Name's D'Angelo. Gin to my friends. You can call me D'Angelo. Who I work for is less important. What I'm working on, however,
isn't going so well. I think you could use some help. Yeah, let me help. He gives you a look that's dirty even by Nosferatu standards.
Well, aren't you clever?
The angel lowers his shades. For a few seconds, he sits motionless with his eyes fixed on yours. Suddenly, he raises his gun, almost making you flinch. Almost. Then he twirls it into his shoulder holster in a flashy display, like... Just like... Do I want to become a dubbing actor? Well... I know, that voice is like an angel's. I might use it for good or for evil. Who knows? Haven't decided that yet. I don't know. It's just, I'm playing a visual novel. I want to play it by just using as much as I can with my voice, I suppose. As I want to remember though which character uses what voice. Then he throws it into his shoulder holster in a flashy display that definitely looks like it was practiced a lot in front of a mirror. You see the Nosferatu lips move, but the quiet mumbling clearly isn't meant for your ears. Listening in, you're able to catch snippets of his monologue.
Sure, they seem to care. What was the end game? What was their angle? Everybody's got one, even if they pretend like they don't. Especially then. What the hell? Maybe this town finally got to me.
He pauses, sticks a fresh cigar between his crooked teeth.
Maybe a good leap of faith is just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah. As he reaches out into his pocket, you flash a lit lighter before his eyes. Or maybe you could use a healthy dose of unhealthy. For a split second, he gives you a puzzled look. Then he leans over to your lighter, puffing off on the cig as it catches fire. A wry smile comes back to his lips.
I like you, kid. You might look like a used car salesman, but there's just something about you. Tell you what, I was just about to head back to the crime scene, take a look around, refresh my notes. You can talk long if you want to. I could use an assistant. Someone to take notes and make wild assumptions for me to shoot down. Who knows? If you're any good, I might consider making this a long-term arrangement.
Sounds good.
Sure it does, kid. I'm the one who said it. Just one more thing. You still got me at disadvantage here. Seems like you've done some digging on me, but with you, I've barely scratched the surface. You catch my drift? So answer me this. Who was it that sent you into my neck of the woods? Or in layman's terms, who do you work for?
Do I? I'm not too sure. Is this a secret? Do I need to present it to him? Ah, sure, look it. I'd rather keep it to myself, at least for the time being. To your surprise, a smile wriggles its way across the angel's lips. He doesn't seem all that bothered by your reticence. Yeah, that's good. That's a good choice. I think a detective would, like himself, will like, just not having all the answers just yet, just searching for it.
Fair enough, kid. Hell, at least you're upfront about it. But just so you know, if you're gonna play the game, sooner or later, you're gonna have to show your cards.
One blink is enough for you to miss the Angelus vanishing from his chair. Just when you're about to look around, he reappears right next to you. Up close, his smile is even more unnerving.
Alright, moonlight's burning, let's get cracking.
With a certain fascination, you watch the Angel stumble his way across West Brooklyn. Oddly animated, incessantly scratching his face and neck, stopping every once in a while for about of mumbling narration. He's most certainly a sight to behold. Still, he seems to be getting around okay, and take particular note of the fact that he seems to be choosing the darker, less frequented streets. There's definitely a method to his madness. Eventually, your leprous guy takes a sudden turn off Van Brandt Street and into a particularly dingy alleyway. The torn pieces of yellow police tape are a dead giveaway. This has to be the place.
Well, here we are. Time for you to earn your stripes.
This is so corny.
This is where they found him. Drained dry, not a drop of blood in him. And before you ask, no, I didn't get to see the body, so I don't know if there are any bite marks. So, what can you tell me?
You take a moment to examine the crime scene. Judging by the chalk outline in the pavement, the man was killed recently. Curiously, there doesn't appear to be a trace of blood or viscera. As you know, the city's cleanup crew isn't that fast or that thorough. Looking up, you notice a spray-painted sign on the wall. It reads, "The blood speaks," in big crooked letters. You look to D'Angelo. The Nosferatu gives you an expecting look. You point at the spray-painted sign. That looks like a clue.
Sure, kid. Might as well start with the elephant in the room. What do you think it means?
You give the sign a good hard look. It's no Rembrandt. The writing is jagged, clearly done in a hurry. It seems desperate. What does it even mean? It means to throw us off?
It seems desperate. My thoughts exactly. It's as if someone wanted to get a message across, but was too scared to stick around and write the whole damn book, so he got the abridged version. And then there's the blood, or lack thereof. And given that the murder was committed right here, and the victim didn't make a sound, we can therefore conclude that...
Didn't make a sound. Yeah, the killer was kindred.
Bingo. Only a kindred could drain a human this quickly, this quietly. Tell me, if you were to guess, which clan would you say our killer belongs to?
Oh no. Don't know. Oh, that's fine. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope it's nice Japanese music with many anime girls singing. So enjoy and take care. Thank you for being here. Okay, which clan? Finbloods. Let's see. I have no idea about Finbloods. Malkavian. I don't know. All. Let's see. Do I know anything about Finbloods? I don't see. The problem is I don't think I have it unlocked. I have unlocked everything, every knowledge. Having access to the right blood and owning the rarest of ancient artifacts. It might be Tremere. suppose. Wait, aren't the Tremere known as blood sorcerers? This was probably some fucked up ritual of theirs.
The warlocks do tend to get creepy at times, but they're not exactly the Manson family. It's just not their style. I might be jumping to conclusion, but my money's on the Finnbloods.
Okay, now we know what Finnbloods are. Let's see. So diluted, they retain many human traits. Clanless, survivors of the last decades of pogroms, prejudice, and ostracization, their numbers know swell. Their messy street alchemy and ability to pass as human makes them uniquely suited to thrive outside kindred society and make their own fate in the post-modern nights. The Thin-blooded can be of any mortal origin and are not affected by their parent clan's curse, nor by their preference in the same degree as their sire. In 2009, the Inner Circle of the Camarilla issued an edict that all Thin-blooded must be branded or tattooed with the mark of the crescent moon, inked by a Tremere tattoo artist, or scorched with a beam of sunlight. The brand is irreversible. Many kindred still view the Thin-bloods as a threat to the Masquerade, weaklings, runoffs, abortions, and will destroy them if given the chance. Those who do not despise Thin-bloods tend to call them the Young Ones, Chameleons, or Duskborns. Okay. He pauses, spits out the mangled remains of a cigar.
Shit, looks like we're gonna have to pay Larson a visit.
Oh, okay, Larson. I know Larson.
Larson, the Thin-blood Primogen? No, Larson, the bicycle repairman.
Course the Thin-blood fucking Primogen.
Not sure if he knows who the killer is, but he could probably make an educated guess.
Okay, that's why they don't like Larson, because he's Thin-blooded. Okay, my French is living a life of its own. As you can see, it's just non-existent, or if it exists, it's just
in any case, we'd be doing him a favor. If it turns out one of his is violating the Masquerade, it would put him in a hell of an awkward position. And I mean shitting upside down awkward. It's the kind of weakness the other Primogen would love to exploit. His position in the council is as bad as it is.
He pauses for a moment and mumbles to himself, but it's too quiet for you to make out. Finally, he lights up a fresh cigar. He takes a puff and lets the smoke escape through his crooked smile.
Alright, kid, let's get this over with.
Compared to the industrial ugliness of Red Hook, Sterling Place is quite a change of scenery. The heavily gentrified and pleasantly dull residential area emanates the sort of peaceful apathy that rich hipsters scoff at a blue-collar workers dream of. All of a sudden, the Nosferatu stops. It almost seems like he was taking a deep breath, steeling himself for things to come.
This is the place.
With that, he points to a surprisingly nice-looking two-story house. The place is almost completely dark. Almost. You notice a dim light shining through the curtains of an upper-story window. It's probably safe to assume that the head of the family is working late, especially if the head of the family happens to be a vampire.
Okay, kid, we gotta be gentle about this. I'm talking velvet gloves, soft cushions, Urang Milord gentle. We need to get Larson out here without making a fuss or letting his family seize us. If we blow this, he'll shut down like a Spixie on a raid tonight. Trust me, I know.
Okay, so what's the plan?
Tell you what, how about you take the lead on this one? I'm curious to see how you handle it.
I take a step back and look around the area. The lit up window seems like a safe bet. Now it's just a matter of getting Larson's attention, his and no one else's. As you're trying to come up with a viable strategy, you're suddenly startled by a loud noise. It takes you a second to identify the sound of dogs barking. It doesn't take you long to figure out where it came from, as a bearded man leading a Rottweiler on a leash comes into view. Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to save this game and I don't know what to do. We shouldn't really waste an opportunity to feed. But then I would be feeding on yeah, let's try the rock. You kneel down and pick a rock off the lawn, one small enough not to break glass, but big enough to get someone's attention. Deftly, you chuck at the rock at the window. It bounces off the glass with a quiet but audible thump. Moments pass in silence, making you think no one got your message. Just as you start to look for another rock, I should have really fed on that guy. You hear the window slide open. A very unassuming and slightly unshaven man in a turtleneck appears at the window. As soon as he notices you, his expression sours, like he just smelled something rotten. He addresses your Nosferatu partner in what could only be described as a very loud and very angry whisper. Get the fuck off my lawn, D'Angelo. You know goddamn better than to show your ugly mug around here. You glance over to D'Angelo. He looks somewhat embarrassed, scratching the back of his neck, clearly trying to find the right angle to play this. I think get your ass down here before we get really loud. Larson pierces you with a gaze. You can almost picture a fuse sticking out of his head, slowly burning away to an inevitable explosion. Luckily, he manages to put it out. Stay where you are. Wait out in the lawn, listening to Larson quietly making his way downstairs. Before long, he appears on the porch, locking the front door behind him. He motions at you to follow him off to the side of the house. There he turns towards you. What do you want? It's about the Red Hood murders. We think one of yours is responsible. Bullshit. A Duskborn's got enough trouble just staying alive out here. What could possibly make them openly violate the Masquerade? Desperation. The killer's been leaving messages. Whoever they are, I think they know something. Something they can't share with just anyone. I know it seems far-fetched, but it's the only way this puzzle fits together. Nah, I don't buy it. You're reaching, trying to find a scapegoat, getting your boss's good graces. Word gets around D'Angelo. You think I don't know who you're working for? I don't know. Then help us clear your people's name. What have you got to lose? Everything. I've been a thorn in the council's side for a while now. This is just the excuse they need to get rid of me. What if it turns out
One of yours did it, and you sat on your hands to protect him. You think the councils won't jump on that?
He looks off into the darkness, pondering his options. He lets out a heavy sigh. Look, I'll ask around. Consult my sources. If it turns out one of my own is responsible, we'll face justice. In the meantime, keep your deductions to yourself. I have enough trouble as it is.
Deal.
Good. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to get back to my family. And with that, Larson retreats to the elusive safety of his home. They decide it's best to move along. We walk a couple blocks in utter silence. Even the Angel's mumbling seems to have taken a back seat. Oddly enough, you find his newfound reticence somewhat unnerving. Finally, the Nosferatu stops and turns towards you.
Hell of a night. I don't know about you, kid, but I sure could use a drink. Something warm in a tall, sweaty glass. But first, let me tell you a score. Let's see now.
Oh, I don't know.
You did make a good first impression. I like someone who can talk themselves out of a tight spot. Talking's cheap, bullets, not so much. You held your own at the crime scene. Nothing I hadn't figured out on my own, but hey, we can't all be professionals. Finally, when the situation called for subtly, you managed to avoid unwanted attention. Discretion is what separates a private dick from just any old dick. All in all, you did fine. Not fine, but not bad for your first case. Don't let it get to your head. I'll be in touch. Let you know if I hear from Larson. Be ready to meet me at the office.
Yes! He starts to walk away, but suddenly he stops and turns back toward you.
And bring a notepad. Every good assistant should have one.
Great. So that's good. Lovely. We got D'Angelo with us. That's great. Do I need to rest? I think we should rest. I think the next day we should drink. I think tonight's done. So I'll save the game now. Where is it? I think it's here. Okay, so it didn't go that bad. We made the right choices, so that's great. So with that, and considering the time, I suppose we won't do another night tonight. I'm starting to feel like next Tuesday is a bit optimistic to finish Vampire the Masquerade. It might be next Thursday. Who knows? We'll see. In any case, we did very good today. So thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for watching, and yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun today because we got to do a bit more. And yeah, have a good night, and I'll see you on Thursday. So enjoy your evening or afternoon, depending on where you are. Yeah, bye.